Hi, I am Coco,
I'm Sophia.
and today we will be reviewing the documentary Martha. So, we originally thought the documentary would be just about her successful,
Like her career and
about her successful career. And we learned from social media that she is a very successful person now.
And she's like known for being like perfect and stuff.
Yes.
But then after watching this documentary, we learned that like she faced a lot of challenges.
It wasn't without obstacles.
Yeah. So
we will begin with how it all started. She
Yeah.
was born in a rather big family.
yeah,
She had 7 siblings, I think.
Yeah, I think 7. And
7
her
siblings.
dad is like very controlling and things, and I think that's where like Martha learned to be very like
Yeah.
very
She was a really
Like, punctual.
demanding woman. She said herself that she was really demanding
She's
to
like-
her workers.
yeah, she's obsessed with
Yeah.
perfection basically.
She really wanted everything to be perfect.
and
And then her mother was a school teacher.
yeah, school teacher. And she got a scholarship to Barnard College.
Yeah.
And then she she became a model. I
She
think.
did, because she had to take care of her siblings or provide for her family.
Yeah,
She needed to provide for her family because her parents wasn't earning enough for like supporting 7 children all
And
at
then
once.
she got married to her husband Andy Stewart. And then like on her honeymoon in Italy or something,
Yes,
she like
in Italy, in a church, in a cathedral.
in a cathedral she cheated
she
on him, but she
she
doesn't say it's
didn't
cheating.
say she didn't
Yeah.
say. She said it was something brief. She said it was because of emotions, so
Yeah.
they kissed in the church, and then that was it. And then she began making her way
into like catering business.
Yes,
Yeah.
catering parties. At
Parties,
first.
yeah.
She had a cocktail party, I think, and then she put the cocktail inside a block of ice.
Yeah, people like thought her ideas were really creative and outrageous. And then at one of her parties, it was for her husband's like publishing business.
Yes.
Yeah.
His book party. I think people had to dress as fairies.
Yeah. The
Don't
caterers dressed as fairies.
I might be tripping, but that's what I
and then,
remember.
I think one of the publishers came up to her and said that she could be like, she could write a
writer.
book. Yeah, about it. And then her first book was called, what was it called?
Entertaining.
Entertaining.
And then it was a cookbook.
Yeah, it was really successful, and she like sold a lot more books. And then that's where like she decided to take her image and make it something big.
Make it something big. And so
Yeah.
she decided to step into Wall Street in
Yeah.
New York. She wanted to be
Become,
more
like, a
than
stockbroker.
she wanted to be more than an author. She wanted to be rich. she
Yeah, and then it was hard for like a girl to be in Wall Street because they didn't have like ladies' bathrooms and
Yeah.
stuff. But she was really successful.
I think she first approached the magazines. Her first plan was to have her own magazine, or was it to become a stockbroker? I
Stockbroker.
forgot. It was to become a. Then why did she do magazines? So
I was after-
she was a little all over the place.
Yeah.
She did a lot of stuff. She eventually had a magazine with Times, and it was a huge success. She focused on. I think her topics were mainly about homemaking,
Yeah.
and helping women
Who like
in their households.
yeah, like she recognized that like a lot of like more modern women wanted to like have their own businesses and like have their own careers and stuff, but then she realized that there were also people who like were still more attracted to like the homemaking
home wives.
Yeah.
She also made a partnership with Kmart, right? When
And-
she started her business.
Yeah, all her products and stuff.
Yeah.
But then
And
Because
let's talk about what Kmart is
Yeah.
first. Kmart is a low-end market
Yeah.
that really was for like poor people, and it wasn't what the rich wanted at all.
So
they
she lost like
an
partnership.
appearance.
Yeah, an appearance
at what is it called?
Greenwich
Greenwich
Garden
something.
Village.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. It was just a rich people partying place, gathering
Yeah.
place, I guess.
And she lost appearance at that.
Yeah, they took
So
her
then
off.
Yeah, but then the fact that she like started appealing to like more like middle
Low-end
middle
groups.
class and like lower class, like brought her a lot more like attention, popularity,
Yeah.
because she wasn't only like focusing on like the rich people. She thought like there was a quote in the documentary that said like lower people can also have like
Beautiful
style.
things.
Yeah.
Beautiful things.
Yeah.
She wanted. She had a really clear goal. She always. She knew what she wanted.
So because she was so like focused on her career, it kind of
It like
kind of ruined her relationship with the family. She wasn't a very like family oriented person. She was more like focused on her career, and like her husband kept on getting into like a lot of affairs.
and she
And-
felt hurt. She was really emotional.
Yeah, she
I would
was
say she
upset.
had
She was
really
very
emotional
upset.
letters.
Yeah.
I remember one of it. She said, "I would jump off a plane right now."
Oh no, she.
Right?
I hope my plane will
Oh,
crash.
I hope my plane would crash.
Yeah.
And so she divorced with her
husband filed for
Andy.
divorce. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then she began like focusing a lot more on her like career after that.
Yes.
Like she even made like a TV show, and then that was when
Yeah.
she like asked Times for a magazine, and then she brought her company to Wall Street, and then she made like an Omnimedia company. Yeah, and it was so successful. It was like $1.2 billion. But then she got like so much fame for being like Little Miss Perfect that the press started targeting her. Yeah.
She was
They were looking for like cracks in her,
In her life.
persona. Yeah.
And they eventually found one. In 2001, in Cabo,
Cabo,
Mexico,
Mexico.
she was on a trip with her best friend, her bestie boo, Mariana. And that was when her stockbroker back in Wall Street called her, and his name was Sam.
It was Peter.
Peter? Okay,
and then
Peter.
he was telling about how like Sam
Walner. Sam Walner.
Yeah. He had a company, and then he was going to sell his stocks for like this drug.
Called. Well, the company name is
I'm Clone.
I'm Clone.
Yeah, and then basically Martha thought nothing of it at that time, and she just sold her stock. And then, but then afterward, it got exposed that I'm Clone was guilty for what was it?
It was just not approved by
It was-
FDA.
Yeah, the drug wasn't approved by
Yeah.
FDA, and he got arrested. But it was he was also exposed for insider trading.
Yeah,
And then during that time, a lot of like businesses in Wall Street got exposed, and then like it was just rich people after rich people, and then Martha was also on there,
And so media began like
attacking her.
attacking that hole in her life, the only break they can see through her perfection, I guess,
Yeah, and then she was put,
in the
in a-
spotlight.
yeah,
she
she
was
was-
forced into
yeah.
the spotlight.
and then she was put in a court case. But then it wasn't about insider trading. It was about lying to the
Okay, yeah.
FBI. About lying to the FBI, and she was found guilty. And
By her, because
Best
of her best friend.
it was crazy.
Her best friend tattled on her
Yeah.
on court.
It was about the phone call, and she got
Yes.
tipped, but about the stock
The
selling. But then
stock.
she didn't tell the FBI
Yeah.
about it, so then she was found guilty.
She was found guilty. Lying.
Yeah, lying, and then it was 5 months in prison, and then 5
5
months
months
of
home detention, and then 2
2
years of probation.
Yeah. So she was basically, her company dropped, was it 86%?
Yeah, 86.
It used to be like,
it went from 22% and then it dropped
yeah,
even further.
it was
to
like at one point like
86%.
$2 only, right?
Yeah.
It was pretty
I
insane.
think it was not.
No, it was $2. It was $5 and then $2.
Yeah, okay, $5
yeah.
and then $2.
Yeah. It was pretty insane.
Yes.
And then her like public image was basically ruined. But then in prison, she like met a lot of like crafty people. And like when she left prison, she was even wearing like a poncho that one of them knitted
Yeah,
for her.
yes.
Yeah, and she even met like a person who was gardening, even though she had like no supplies.
So she gave her a gardening book to her, right?
Yeah. But then after she came out of prison, like her public image was still kind of destroyed, and like she lost control of everything.
Yes. And then guess who? Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber. I was thinking for a second. Justin Bieber was also facing his downtime.
Yeah, his
I
crisis.
guess his crisis in his
Yeah.
career, and so his manager, I think, just called up Martha into a roast show.
By Comedy Central.
Yes.
But then Martha didn't even know that they were also gonna roast her. So then
Yeah.
when she was on the show, she was getting roasted about her like prison time and like how
About
she's
the
mean.
flaws in her life.
Yeah. But then when she went up there,
She
started.
fought back.
I know. Yeah. She
fought back.
was. People were like so amazed about like how
Yeah.
funny Martha could
Yeah.
be.
Many people, they expected her to hit soft, but she hit hard.
Yeah. And then Snoop Dogg was also on the show. And then after the show, they like
they created another show
yeah.
together.
It was
and
called
I think,
Martha and Snoop.
yeah, Martha
It's
and
like a
Snoop.
cooking show. And from there, she like embraced a new identity and reclaimed herself
Yeah.
basically.
And that's where the documentary ends.
Mm-hmm.
It ends telling us a message that, like, Martha, this perfectionist, that she's been, like, labeling herself her whole life, that she has flaws that
Yeah.
maybe you can't see without knowing more about her, but she also went through all this imperfect
and challenges.
experiences. Yeah. So it also tells us that success is not always
From perfection.
from perfection, or it's not always really easy. Although you might see lucky people that
Yeah.
just
Win the lottery.
win the lottery ticket and like buy the right stock. It's usually not the case in life, and the story of Martha teaches us that it is a good idea to chase perfection.
Yeah.
I think,
But you shouldn't like constrain yourself, like
Yeah.
confine yourself to like this one idea that
Uh-huh.
you have to be perfect.
yeah, and you shouldn't just like die off. You shouldn't be turned down after facing failure. Like Martha, like after she came out of prison, she lost everything.
Yeah.
She had to sell her company to another private
The
business.
realtor.
The realtors.
Yeah.
She couldn't be her CEO for her own
Yeah,
company.
she couldn't like
it was
be in control of everything.
Yeah.
But she still found success in the end.
yes. So
Yeah.
we would rate it a 10 out of 10, although the film was kind of boring to be honest, because the filmmaker didn't really put a lot of animation or like motion pictures. It was mainly just screenshots of like
yeah.
magazines and like the
It was a lot
shows
of
she was
interviews,
on.
too.
It was a lot of like the interviewing session
With Martha.
with Martha,
Yeah.
and we realized that the filmmakers were a little biased towards her.
Yeah.
Like
It kinda
relationships status. Like they felt like they were
Yeah,
particularly
they,
interested.
Yeah, they kept on like prying at her like about like her cheating.
Yeah.
Like, and her affairs with like other people.
But overall, we don't think the documentary was too biased, as
Yeah.
in like her journey
Like
in
her
general.
like her press.
yeah, especially the part about her court case. They were
really mean about her.
Yeah.
I thought those clips were kind of interesting because it's like,
Yes.
like dang, they could get mean, they could get personal.
Yeah. So I think
Oh,
our
and some themes about like what we can use in like
Okay,
the
yeah.
future APing essays. Probably like challenges
Yeah.
and like overcoming those, and also how like imperfection and trying to maintain like this false, not really false, but like trying to be something that we aren't meant to be. Like humans aren't perfect. Like embrace your
try to be
imperfections.
strong when embrace imperfections,
Yeah.
embrace failures, be prepared to fail. Don't always
Yeah.
think you're gonna be like successful all the time.
And also choose who to make friends wisely.
Yeah, yes, that's
Yeah.
a really like deep lesson learned.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I think our movie
Talk.
reveal is like over.
Over.
And so to remind you guys, my name is Coco.
My name is Sophia.
Bye bye. Have a nice day.